Well, welcome, gentlemen, to the dance of Rahu and Ketu. And yes, we are going to make Rahu and Ketu dance on your first and seventh axis, meaning your first and seventh house in your horoscope. That's what this video is about, and this is going to be different from the videos that I've made separate, right? Rahu in the first house, then I did Ketu in the seventh house. Well, in true effect, Rahu Ketu work in an axis. It's like this nod, this magnetic force. Okay, just imagine Rahu and Ketu like a current. Okay, this current is like on the first house and the seventh house. And they're always aware of each other. Because when I made those separate videos of Rahu in the first house, Ketu in the seventh house, I may have made it sound like, well, Rahu is doing its own thing, Ketu is doing its own thing. But no, they're actually working together. Because here's the thing, Rahu and Ketu is really who? It's really Swayambharu. Swayambharu, son of Simika, the devotee of Shiva, who wanted power so badly he got his head cut off, but yet was eternalized after drinking the nectar, and that drop of it went through his throat. So he was immortalized, just a little bit disfigured, but hey, immortalized, man. Why not? You can disfigure me like 4 times. So that's what Rahu and Ketu became. But it's really this one person. So whenever you think about Rahu, Ketu axis, okay, think of this person standing there. Think of this serpent dancing, going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But it is actually Swayambharu, the 2 body parts of Swayambharu. So first house, what is the first house? First house is your head, right? This is the head. This part, this region is the first house, the brain, the head. This and below becomes your second house. From here to this part is your third house, and this is your third house. Okay, this becomes your fourth house. This stomach is the fifth house, intestine is the 6th house. Then 7th house, where Ketu is this. See? Ooh, right there. Can't even jump anymore. Man, I used to dunk a volleyball back in high school. I actually did that twice. And now it's like I can even lift off like 3 inches off the ground. I can still ball though, so don't mess with me. But that's the 7th house. 7th house represents this waist area, that moving, where you can move around in hips and this dance, like, yeah, what's up? So 7th house is the house that represents the other people. See, first house is you, your brain, your head, your ego. And ego is actually a mix of different things. Ego is just not one thing. Sun is the ego. Okay, well, sure. But what happens to the mind? Okay, the mind also develops the ego. Okay, then what about the ascendant? You, your personality. Okay, that is also part of the ego. But then what about the third house? That yourself created ego. Okay, well, that is the ego too. So you see, ego is mix of like 2 or 4 blocks. Makes you. The ascendant, the sun, the moon, and the third house. 7th house is now the other people. 7th house, your mirror image that you want to come across. How you want to understand yourself. Which happens through spouse, marriage, business partnership, professional relationships, doing business with other people. It's the masses. 7th house represents the masses, whether it's 1 million people or 1 billion people. Ascendant is you. And both of these axes, 1st and 7th house, represents fame. Why? Because 1st house is you. You want everybody, when they look at you, your 1st house is active. Okay? This is why fame boosts your ego. Why? Because when everybody looks at you, pays attention to you, when more than 2 or 3 eyes are on you, this becomes active. This part becomes active. When the first house becomes active, automatically the ego will rise. no matter how humble the person is, they automatically will feel like, well, I must be something special. Everybody's looking at me. 7th house becomes fame because 7th house shows all the masses of people interacting with you. So it's the same thing. So it's like you looking down on everybody. Like imagine like Michael Jackson, king of pop. He had the whole world in his hand. But also, he was also being noticed. So it's the 1st and 7th axis. So here, Rahu is sitting. Rahu is just the head of the Swabharu. So imagine whenever you eat something, it's going to go down, right? But what is it going down to? The body and the intestine are far, far away. It cannot go down to it. Maybe very little might go down to it because everything else will scatter into space. And space is infinite. So whatever you eat will keep on going forever and ever and ever, and you'll never be satisfied. So now Rahu is in the head. Rahu wants. Rahu indulges. Rahu comes up in existence. See, when you're born, Rahu is now in existence. He's like, all right, what do I need now? What am I doing here? Oh, okay. So there's something called a t-shirt. Oh, I like this. Hey, mom, buy more of these for me. So the mom buys 2 of them for you. You're like, oh, wow, I got 2 more. You know, what about 2 more, mom? Get me 2 more. Okay, my mom brings 2 more. You become a teenager. Then you're like, okay, maybe I want to have this and that as well. Then you get 10 more t-shirts. You get 100 more t-shirts. Still not satisfied. You have a closet the size of a football field. And you still want more every day. I gotta have my new shoes. Right? Like the closets of those rich princesses. Like, I gotta have all these shoes. But then, I'm getting new shoes too. What happens to the old one? I don't know. I just have them. That's Rahu sitting in the head. Rahu also is a very chameleon quality. It becomes a chameleon. You know how a chameleon is? It's transfer its colors, its pattern to wherever it sits. So if Rahu is sitting in any sign, it's going to become like that planet, behave like that planet. It's going to be on steroids with that sign and planet. But this video that I'm talking about has nothing to do with sign. I'm simply taking the 1st and 7th axis, which you can think of it as an Aries or Libra axis. Okay? Actually, you should think of it as Aries and Libra axis. But it's much better to just look at the 1st house as 1st house, 7th house as 7th house. That's where you get the main meat of that. So because the Rahu is chameleon energy, you will understand that these people are always, imagine Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible wearing that mask, that he always takes off. Imagine Tom Cruise wearing that mask since birth. So what happens with this person? They do not feel themselves. They're like, God, who am I? I know I'm not this. I gotta be something else. So Rahu, which represents this element of confusion, the confusion comes with the self-identity. I don't know who I am. So what do I do to know who I am? You know what? Maybe I need to be successful to know who I am. Or maybe when I'm successful, I guess I'll know who I am. All right, I gotta be ambitious. I've got to go out and I've got to be successful. I've got to have the fancy cars. I've got to have the fame. I've got to have the house. I've got to have the money. Because then I'll know myself. When this Rahu reaches there, they're like, well, I still don't know myself. All right. Well, forget it. I don't want to get the Mercedes. I'm going to get the Porsche. Maybe if I get the Porsche, I will know myself. So you see what the head, Rahu in the head does. It makes a person indulge in his ambitious goals. Why ambitious goals? Because they're trying to know themselves. They don't know who they are. Same thing with Ketu in the 1st house, Rahu in the 7th house, which I'll discuss later. Similar thing happens. Because remember, Swabharu, one entity standing. But Rahu is this energy that needs to feed. It feeds off of other people. It's like that entity, you can even say, like how, if let's say some negative energy, it feeds off of you, right? When there's some negative energy in the house, it's feeding off of you. Rahu loves to feed off of other people. This person goes out, searches for other people to pay attention to him. They actually are very, very good at socializing. Because the more they socialize, the more attention comes to them through their behavior. But also you have to remember, they have the telepathic link upon their 7th house. Where Ketu is sitting. Now Ketu is what? Ketu is spirituality. Isolation. It's a moksha. It's escape from material things, material wealth, material relationships. Ketu represents your expertise. Rahu represents the things you're here to experience, things that you're not expert in. So Rahu represents this other side of the coin that you have expertise in. It's like you just know it. You just know it. It's like you don't really need to work hard at it. You just know it. This is why these people with Rahu in the 1st house, Ketu in the 7th house are very good at creating relationships with all kinds of people. Have many, many friends. Because they know the art of the deal. They know how to deal with the other person. They have an expert, they have this expertise towards that. But the thing is, this light, you see this light? This focus light? The focus light is right there. It's here on my head. My knees, my 7th house is not really getting that much light. So what happens is, for them, they're always looking for this light upon them. Yes, I have the light. But when the light goes away, the light is away, they're like, whoa, now what do I do? Nobody's looking at me. I'm dark. All right, maybe I guess, okay. Then what happens is these people become mouse and they run into their hole. They go to Ketu, which is actually funny. I think Ketu actually represents rats. Due to Ganesha, Ketu is also Ganesha, so it represents rats. That's funny. I said that because we become rats and we go back to our Ketu. That's our comfort zone. So now when I'm not getting the attention, I'm not getting these praises, I'm not getting the new T-shirts, I look to other people. Because see, comfort zone meaning it's your past life experiences. Ketu represents really your past life experiences. Because they are the expertise you have had, the experiences you have had. Imagine wherever Ketu is where your pillow is, your fluffy little pillow, and you just sleep on it sometimes. It's like when you're tired of the world, you just go to Ketu and you sleep. But that's all you use Ketu for. You're not using its Ketu's expertise, you're just using Ketu's comfort. That's it. And when you awaken from that sleep and you're all refreshed, you'll go back to the light. Look at me. So what happens with this person, when they are not feeling themselves, when they're down, they make a connection with the Ketu that, okay, I need to go and find someone to have a relationship with or to find other people. So they get into a relationship. Why? Because they want that person to help them see the light again in their head. Meaning, the natural inclination towards being in a relationship is to fulfill their own need, not to partner up with someone so they can equally share life. And then what happens is, if this is the serpent, right? This is Rahu, the head of the Rahu. This is the tail. This is the entire body of the serpent. So whenever we feel down, our serpent goes down. And it makes a deal. with the other person. Say, hey, come on over. I've got all the goodies and I'll share this with you. You're great. You're awesome. Just come hang out with me. So then when the serpent gets its prey, it comes back up. All right, I got the prey. Then boom, it starts, looking for more things. While the prey that you got is like looking like, okay, what happened to the 50-50 partnership and the love and the promises? And this person's like, hey, I'm still here. Look at me. So what happens with this Ketu energy, the person like, everything that you promised in the beginning, you're no longer giving it to me. This is ridiculous. This is not a partnership. This is not how a marriage is supposed to be or a business partner is supposed to be. You want everything for yourself. You selfish, righteous bastard. Forget you. So they leave. Then what happens is, okay, well, this relationship didn't work out. What do I do now? Okay, the serpent goes back down to its comfort zone. Then comes back up again. Again, you're dancing. You see, this is why it's called the dance of Rahu and Ketu. You're always dancing on this axis. With this, you're always going to dance on this axis. But Ketu, you have to understand, represents your past life expertise and karma. Ketu is actually in a way part of your prarabdha karma. Meaning, Ketu represents all the things that I explained. Ketu also represents a flag. Right? Dhavaj. Flag that goes up high and flies up high. So actually Ketu has a surprising energy of making a person rise in life. Suddenly rise in life. Like if let's say Ketu is in the 8th house and a person is suffering in their life in terms of their career and money, Ketu can suddenly, that 8th house energy will suddenly make a person go up high. The flag suddenly rises. Ketu raises your flag. Because remember, flag's job is to fly high in the wind. So Ketu has all these elements to itself. Usually you will find when these people get married, most of them suddenly find success. Why? Because of the fact they activated the 7th house. By getting married, you activate your 7th house. Ketu sitting in the 11th house. What happens when Ketu becomes active? Number 1, the bag of karma opens up. Number 2, Ketu start raising your flag. Ketu's a flag. What is a flag supposed to do? Just sit low like this, dangling with no air? No. If a flag is alive, if a flag is conscious, flag is like, oh, I got to raise myself. I got to be up high. That's what happens. But what I mean by karma is that imagine most of the time when Ketu brings this bag of karma, a person is not able to handle it. And then they blame the world. Oh, God, my life is so karmic. Every time I get into this or business or relationship and all this is happening. Why? And why is it that I'm just not happy with anybody that I come in contact with? Well, sometimes it may not happen that way. Sometimes you can have a very spiritual, dedicated spouse, which I will also get into. But see, you are bringing everything upon you. When you were born, Rahu and Ketu, their axis was going like a clockwise. Tick, 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 tick. Right when they came into your 1st and 7th house, you were born. Why? If you know anything about Shiva Agama or Akashic records and Kala Bhairava, okay? Akashic records records everything. Every single thing that you do. Even my notion of doing this is being recorded into the Akashic records. Me speaking to this camera is being recorded into the Akashic records. And the Lord of that, the controller of that, which people say Shiva, but it's also Kala Bhairava. Kala Bhairava looks at it. And then once you pass away, okay, he looks at your record. He says, well, okay, so 15 lifetimes ago, you hit, abused, sexually abused your servant. But the next 15 lives, you are very good. You did all the good deeds. Okay, I'm impressed. So then Kalabhairava says this, I'll make you a deal. I'll give you the next 10 good lives. Okay? Because you did this good deed, I'll do this to you. I'll give you next 10 good lives. But the 11th life you live after from this point on, the person that you hit, the person that you sexually abused, you're going to have to pay that back. I'm sorry, I can't take that away. You have to go and be born with this alignment. My agents, Saturn and Rahu, Ketu and all them will help you. And I'm going to set this clock to you. This is your birth chart. Okay. So he sets this clock up. This is supposed to be your chart. You're supposed to have this axis here, this yoga there. Okay. It's like a conveyor belt. Like they put your body, your chart. Okay, go. That's what happened. So now when you have your spouse hitting you, beating you, and you're such an innocent person, you're a very good person, and it's hard for me and everybody else to understand what the hell is happening to this person. You're such a nice person. How did you have such bad luck? Right? We say that. We say that to a lot of people. I used to say that to a lot of people. My goodness, you're such a nice person. Why the hell are you going through this? I don't get this maker, this God, how he's punishing you. No, God is not doing anything. His algorithm is so smart. You're just simply reaping your own result. And that result was shown with the Rahu Ketu first 7th axis. Because when you got married, Ketu become activated. So what is Ketu going to do? Ketu's job is also to bring about the past life karma. So now Ketu gets his calculator out with that paper receipt out. So now he's calculating. And so now he's like, okay, so I'll give you problems, really bad marriage problem for the first 3 years. Okay, and then after that, maybe 3 years later, I'll give you sudden rise in your career through your spouse. And then through that, I'll improve your marriage. I'll make you a millionaire. Okay, but then I also have this one other deed to do. Okay, then I'm also going to bankrupt you. And then I'm going to make you rise again after that. All these karmic baggages that come out with Ketu is what, we face, is what we get. Because we activate this self. So why? Because Swabharu, that one entity, is aware of the fact that I, as a Asura, has to face this notion that Kalabhairava put out to me. Naturally, the person is DNA-wise just afraid of relationship. He's like, God, I just don't know why. I don't know what it is. But when I get into a relationship, I get the creeps, man. The long-term commitment, just like, I feel like the snake is in my body. I run away. Why? And I want relationship because that is my comfort zone. I've had so many expertise of the last 60 lives of being so devoted in a relationship, knowing how to handle marriage, its disputes, and it's all the fights and ups and downs. I'm so good at it, but I'm afraid of it. Right? It's this laugh and cry you do in your life with Rahu in the 1st and Ketu in the 7th house. This is why when you have the 1st house, Rahu is up here. Rahu wants this. I don't want to look down because that's my scary part, man. That's my karmic part. I don't want to deal with that. I need to experience this. Because wherever Rahu is, that's where you're not expert in. You're trying to understand. Like how Brahma came into existence and he was like, what am I doing here? It's nothing but darkness and I'm alive and all right, now I got to do something. That's what Rahu is. So now Rahu is going to make mistakes in the ascendant. Meaning you're going to make stupid decisions. You're going to become arrogant, egotistical, too ambitious, looking out for yourself, being selfish instead of giving away things to people. Then what happens? Life comes and slaps you around. Okay, then you learn a little bit of a lesson. That, all right, I guess I got to be humble. Okay, then you become a little bit humble by your 30s. But then again, Rahu is there. Rahu's like, all right, no. I got to do this. I got to look out for myself. Life comes at you and again slaps you in the face. Then you're like, all right. Okay, I get it. I'm learning my lessons now. Now I'm in my 40s. Rahu's maturing. All right. I do have to give attention to other people. All right, I'm going to do this. So by the time you take your last breath, you should have learned the lessons of Rahu in the first house, which is not to go for ego, not to go for fame, not to go for material things, but to actually balance it out. Give it to other people. Let other people have fame instead of you. Give other people material things instead of yourself. So when someone with Rahu in the first house, and they know they got Rahu in the first house, they make that as an excuse. Oh, well, I got Rahu in the first house. Man, what am I supposed to do? I don't really care for marriage and all that. But remember, when the serpent went down, made the deal, got married, came back up. So what happens is there's no light going down there, and the focus of the light is up here. You don't pay attention to that other person. You feel like, I know exactly what's going to happen with this marriage. I know exactly what I'm going to happen. It's going to be bitched around, and this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Forget it. So what happens is the light is no longer there down there. Then the person leaves because you're not giving them the respect, the attention that you promised them. And this is the main dance that you play throughout your life. You're playing throughout your life. This current is like buzzing in your first and seventh house. Now, one thing you have to understand, like the example that I gave you of the crime that you committed 50 lifetimes ago. You killed somebody when they were coming out of a convenience store. Now, but maybe 50 lifetimes before you did all the good things. But that one thing that you did through your free will, after 20 lifetimes, you're facing that again. But now that you're aware of the fact that I may have to pay these karmas, okay, I may have to, it can show that, okay, I'm going to commit a murder and I'm going to go to jail. Okay, so what can I do to avoid this? Well, this is where the divine steps in. Not gemstones, okay, not some yantra, a plate that you can buy for $500, or gemstones you can buy for $2,000, $3,000. No, this is where the simple divine steps in. And this is where the real divine stepped in and has stepped in for over and over again, but now he's really stepping in, which is who? Maha Avatar Babaji, Gorakshar Babaji, who is the enlightened embodiment, the light embodiment of either Shiva, some say it's a light embodiment of Krishna, who lives in the Himalayas for thousands and thousands of years now. And he's the one who gave the message of Kriya Yoga. Through the breath of the Kriya, you will burn away all the sins from the past lives. And if you want to live that pure life on the seventh loka, not the third loka that you're in, but the seventh loka, the highest of the one, you can do that. I'll give you the cheat code. Start doing Kriya Yoga. And especially with the emergence of this golden age, which really occurred in 2012 with the whole Mayan thing, but also 2013. If you really understand, Krishna actually said in 5,625 years later or days later, the golden age will begin, which actually happened maybe 4 or 5 months right before or right after the 2012 thing. And since that period, you have seen this resurgence, this emergence of all the classical knowledge coming out, from astrology to Vedas to meditation to yoga to living a sattvic lifestyle. Everything is now coming up. People are now bringing these things up. People are looking for yoga centers. People are looking for natural doctors. People are looking for Ayurvedic doctor versus a natural, allopathic doctor. So you can escape that. But the thing is, when that Ketu is in the seventh house, but you have to understand that when that Ketu is in the seventh house, that's simply your comfort zone. And you only take your serpent down there when you need something for yourself. And when you get there, you're just like, oh, nice, stay down there. All right, lovely. I mean, not really stay down there like that, but you know what I'm saying, like 7th house, partnership. Okay, not, yeah. Don't make me laugh. But that's what happens. And especially Rahu Ketu have the most surprise element. Why is Rahu Ketu surprise element? Why are they known as a shock? The shock. Well, it's not really shock if you're aware of the fact that they're just simply giving you a karma at one point. Like, many people go, whenever you have Rahu Ketu in the ascendant and the eclipse happen, these people go through major 360-degree transformation, where a person who is a lawyer, is a hedge fund manager, and with one eclipse, suddenly he throws everything away and wants to go to the Himalayas and be with the monks in the secret caves, do meditation. Because that shock effect of Rahu Ketu, first of all, it was already planted there. The eclipse happened in the 1st and 7th axis, which really made Rahu Ketu alive. And that transformation shock happened. And because it's in your head, your first self, and the other, which is also yourself, this axis of you, this straight line, which is your body, the serpent became alive. So shocks happen. This can also mean shock from going from rag to riches. But you have to understand, the sign placement of Ketu and Rahu will definitely determine a lot of things. Okay? Number 2, a planetary conjunction or aspect will also either nullify or exacerbate this situation, irritate the situation. So if, let's say, your Ketu is in the 7th house and Jupiter's there. Well, Jupiter is a guru. Having this is a great blessing. Whenever Rahu and Ketu are conjunct Jupiter, what is it? First of all, what is the job of a guru? Guru's job is to help you align your body, make you straight, make you breathe right, make you meditate right. What does that mean? The guru is taking the serpent who's going everywhere, taking him by the neck and making them straight. It's like, in my presence, you're not going to mess with my student. Jupiter conjunct Rahu Ketu always keeps Rahu Ketu on the right track. He helps Rahu Ketu use their energy into the right direction. So because Rahu and Ketu are conventional, and when Jupiter comes with them, they use the knowledge of Jupiter, and Jupiter gives them the knowledge to use it in a very unconventional manner so they can steer through and go up high. This is why I've said, even in the both videos of Guru Chandal Yoga and Rahu Jupiter Ketu Yoga, which is also a Guru Chandal Yoga, these are the very innovative people, think very differently. They see things in a very different direction. So if every car company is going out there running for oil, well, you got Elon Musk going after electric cars. They have to find the other way around to go above and sit above everybody else. So you have to understand these subtle things. When a planet is conjunct in this 1st and 7th axis, it'll balance it out depending upon how it is for that sign, for that house. Saturn can even balance this out. Saturn can give great discipline, commitment, duties, sacrifices towards your spouse. But Saturn has to be in the exaltation position, in its own sign position, where you can use the highest of power of the Saturn. But right now, we're just taking this 1st and 7th axis, okay? And we are, using that to understand the basic, the foundation. Later on, we'll go into signs and nakshatra, where it gets really fascinating. But one thing you also will realize, especially with people who have this from Indian origin, with Ketu in the 7th house, your spouse will be a devotee of Ganesha. Your spouse will be a devotee of Ganesha. And because of that, most of the people who have Rahu, Ketu axis, the 1st and 7th axis, they get a rise in life through marriage. Because your spouse is the one who's helping you. Hello, Ketu is raising your flag. Why? Because that Ketu is also devotee of the Lord Ganesha. Use all these symbolism. What is the flag? I posted this on my Facebook just last week. I was at McDonald's and I was getting my morning coffee, and then I went to this other McDonald's that I usually don't go to, and I saw these 3 flags standing of US, state of DC, and McDonald's flag. And they were just, and then 3 flags just standing with the sun rising in the back. It was just a very mystical thing, and I took the picture of it actually. And then suddenly it just hit my brain, because I was reading about Ketu maybe 2-3 days back. And suddenly I realized, oh my God, Ketu is not there to take away your material gains. Ketu can actually take you high up in the sky and make you a pillar of something. A flag represents the stamp of the country, right? I mean, you can be the stamp of a country. Like Mahatma Gandhi, JFK, Nelson Mandela. I don't know if Gorbachev will come in there, but that's why president's country, if you notice, in Ketu period has been a very significant period for them to rise in life. Especially Ketu in the 8th house. Whenever you have Ketu in the 8th house, 7th house, I mean, this can give sudden rise in life. Because remember, Ketu's Karkavasta is to raise the flag. But they're always, Swabharu is standing on the side. And he's up on the top, he's up in the bottom. And he's learning things here by using the body's experiences down here. He's always has this link. But because Rahu is the serpent's mouth that really connects with everything. If it's a body, I mean, you think if the body is dead, right? If it's a head only, even if my head is just here and my body's gone, at least you can communicate with me. I can talk to you that and tell you, look, my body's gone. What's going on? Help me out. You will connect with me. But with Ketu, we will not be able to connect with me. So this is why we pay more attention to Ketu. This is why we're always striving towards Ketu. But Ketu in the head make you feel like you're the end all and be all. Like you see the skin, okay? You see the skin and his body, you feel like this is it. This is everything. Yes, YOLO, one life to live. And I got to do everything in this life because there is no afterlife. But what Ketu person forgets to understand with Ketu in the ascendant, in the head, is that when I die, Kapiel Raaj, and when my body, if you leave my body for 20 days, probably on the 15th or 20th day, my gut will come out of my mouth or my, my private part. I mean, I'll be a complete mess. You won't recognize me. I'll just be nothing but meat and chemical. And here I am, thinking that, oh yeah, I'm something. Look at me. I'm the greatest of everything. No, man. If you ever see a decayed body, and if you ever go study a decayed body they found in the park somewhere, nobody knows what it is nothing but it's 40 days old. It's nothing but just flesh and bones all mixed together. And then you read on that life. Who was that life? Oh, they were pursuing their PhD in nuclear physics. They were studying astrology and they were so close to breaking the code of astrology. That's when you really settles your, this is where it settles your Rahu a lot. It has done that to me. Because when I think about it, I'm not taking anything from here to wherever I go next. I can't take my YouTube channel. I can't take all my possessions. I can't take my family. And when you realize how my body will decay, how badly it will decay, oh yeah, what happened to Mr. Kapiel Raaj then? This is why I'm a very different person. And this is why I have settled my Rahu. I've calmed my Rahu. This is the job of a guru, the Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga that I showed you, the serpents that is right in your head, dancing, okay? He's going like everywhere. He's like just everywhere. He like, instead of like going fast, it just slow dances. It just slows down like this. So then you're able to, that crazy vibration slows down Okay? And you're finally able to see what is behind, which is you standing. It'll still be dancing slowly, but at least you will know who you are. First and seventh axis of Ketu, or Ketu in the first house, Rahu in the seventh house, you must do Kriya Yoga under a guru. It's like your medicine. It's like your elixir of life. Otherwise you'll be caught up in just watching all sorts of reality shows and wishing you had that, you have this, indulging into all kinds of nonsensical things and not truly understand yourself. Because that current, that Jyot, that is me, Kapiel Raaj, that little current that is here, the thumb size energy, is really here to just learn. Pay back the karma and learn and then move on. It's like it's a great thing. I forgot the name of this spiritual person. I think his name is, my God, it's Ravi. It's not Ravi Shankar. It's like Ravi something. Or Jain Kumar. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm butchering his name. He's a very, very old guy. Passed away in 2012. He said something very great about us as people. When we're about to take a body, we actually know exactly how the life is going to go. What's going to happen at the age of 3 and 3 months into that 3 age. What's going to happen at 50, what's going to happen at 60, what's going to happen at 38, 36. Exactly, we see the whole thing, regardless of how good or how bad it is, but still the soul comes there to experience that. It's like you knowing about the movie. He said the great example, you knowing about the movie. When you go and watch the movie, you know who the characters are, who directed it, who's the composer, the trailer, the music, the story, yet you still go watch it. Right? You still go watch it. That same thing with us, our soul. My soul knows exactly the life from beginning to the end. It is just simply trying to watch the movie as an entertainment and to pay back a little bit of the debt. So you need to calm the serpent down and you will understand who you are. Because right now it's all about you. You're not paying attention to the expertise you have and the karma that you must pay. You're supposed to be paying more attention to Ketu, but you have blinded yourself because of the fact you don't want to open up that bag of calculator where then Ketu will calculate. But here's the thing, let me tell you something. Let Ketu open up that bag of calculator. Because if he doesn't do that calculation now, he will do it the next life or the next life or the next life. How long are you going to avoid it? So this is why, people who are afraid of marriage with this, commitment with this, okay, fine, don't be committed. But once you do get married, be committed and enjoy every moment regardless of how bad you feel like your marriage life is. But obviously, it's going to be very hard for you to do. You have to be in a completely different level of consciousness to do certain things and to really understand why certain things happen to good people. When you understand why an innocent person gets murdered, innocent person gets raped and all that, once you realize that, which is very hard to realize even for me, but I get the sense of it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand it from the eye of the yogi, eye of the seer, the sage. Because they will have no emotions to what happens in the world. People think they're the most hardest, most, rudest people in the world. Some of these adhoris too. But they just know. That's the thing, they just know. It's hard for you and me to grasp, but they just know. Okay, so guys, this was my little, explanation of Rahu Ketu first and seventh axis dance. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Rahu and Ketu are, all my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time with Rahu in the second house, Ketu in the 8th house. Okay, bye-bye.